Hey guys, so I'm responding to Amy's Life Journeys video listening to my body. She had one prior to this, which was her first shopping trip. So she just shows all the stuff that she got for her new way of eating. I'm not going to review that one. It's 21 minutes long, and honestly, I don't know. I just don't want to. I mean, if I'm going to be completely honest. But this one looked good, listening to my body. So I am going to review this one instead. It's 13 minutes long. So let's get started. I like this music.
Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome to my channel. If you haven't already, could you please hit that little subscribe button down below and hit the notification bell? That way you get notified every time I upload, and even when I go live. Not as often as I used to, but I am really trying to push towards getting more lives in.
Hey, that's okay. I enjoy those when I'm able to make them. Just depends.
But I just wanted to come on today and say hello. I know I did not post a video yesterday, and the goal was to post a video every single day, but I realized that sometimes posting every day might get kind of repeatable, like just doing the same things every single day. There's only so much you can talk about, type of thing. So
I agree. I'm like, I love her. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm a fan, but I don't have to have a video every day, especially because now I'm responding to them. I can't respond to every video every day. It's just too much. So now I'm just going to pick and choose which ones I'm going to respond to. Mainly if she does like any kind of shopping spree or whatever, I'm probably going to ignore those. Any kind of grocery haul. I mean, those are fun and all, but it's just not something that's worth me responding to. Now, if I happen to see a reaction channel respond to one of those and there's a lot of interesting things or controversial things or whatever, then sure, but for the most part, I'm just going to be a little more picky.
I was reading through some of my comments, and I seen some of the comments were, why not just break it up into a few times a week rather than every single day, since you can only film yourself eating the same food every single day
Pretty much.
And it not get boring, which I completely, I do, I get that 100%.
Honestly, I think that on the days that she's not filming what she's eating, doing like, she's logging everything. So just maybe show, the logs. Like, here was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Here's what I ate, blah, blah, blah. So that we can kind of see, But that way you can still keep it in order without having to always upload what I'm eating, what I'm doing video.
So I was just like, you know what, it is true. I'm not going back on like what I have planned to do, but at the same time, I get what people are saying, that it can get kind of repetitious and it can get really just annoying. Yeah. So I am definitely filming every single Wednesday, because clearly that's the day that I do my weigh-ins. And then other than that, I will upload when I feel like there's a need to upload.
Yeah.
You guys will constantly get videos from me, don't get me wrong. It's not always going to be about just weight. I have a life outside of working on just my weight, so I definitely am keeping that in my mind too, that I also have a...
And that's good too, like, when I started watching her channel, it wasn't about her weight at all. I don't think she was doing anything like that. I really enjoyed, the cups that she was making. In fact, I have one from her that I love very much. I enjoyed stuff like that. I enjoyed story times, especially. I'm telling you, Ollie needs to come back with those story times, because oh my goodness, they're amazing. Stuff like that. So it doesn't have to always just be about losing weight, but it is nice to see. It is nice to see the weight loss. It's nice to see her getting healthier. I really like that.
Other things to talk about, not just the scale. I've been sticking straight on point when it comes to eating. I've been doing everything like I'm supposed to do. I've been having fun looking up different fun recipes off of Pinterest, which Pinterest
I love that.
has been my new best friend when it comes to trying new, like, different menued items, because I'm not used to, obviously, being creative when it comes to cooking, but I also don't want to.
Actually, it's funny with the Home Chef. That's why I like it, because sometimes when what I'm making becomes the same every day, I can be like, I'm gonna go to Home Chef, see what they've got. Maybe I can learn to make something new. So I really enjoy that, because even looking up recipes, a lot of the times I don't know what to look up. Like, okay, like what am I supposed to make? Like, I don't know. I don't even know where to begin sometimes. But it's just nice to have like meals that I can just go and learn how to make right away. I get all my ingredients. I know you would think I was sponsored by them. I'm not, but I do like them. They're kind of my new favorites. So
I guess I don't want to eat the same thing over and over and burn myself out, because then it's just like, okay, I'm done, I'm over it.
Right.
So I kind of now am like, all right, well, let's kind of keep the newness coming in. And so, and again, like I said, and I've stated quite a few times, I'm not taking things out of my diet. All I'm doing right now is portion control. And that's really what is going to cause me to lose my weight, because
Yep. And that's important. Like I said, you don't realize how much you're actually eating until you start looking at the portion sizes. Like me, I used to have 2, maybe 3 packets of oatmeal for breakfast. And this morning I had 1, because that's what the portion size is. Cereal, usually I just pour it in the bowl till it fills the bowl. But the last time I had cereal, I actually used a measuring cup. So that's the thing too, learning about portion control. That's really important. So yeah, I think that's great.
I don't honestly feel like I really eat a lot of things that I shouldn't eat. It's just moderation and portions. I mean, I can eat something, like when I served myself spaghetti before, I would serve enough to feed 4 and 5 people. Versus now, if I was to have spaghetti, I have not had spaghetti, but if I was to have spaghetti, I would serve enough to feed just myself, and maybe put it with a salad if I still feel a little bit like I can eat a little more.
Yeah, that's important too. Like, you want a larger portion of like your protein, and then like I say you could do like this large portion of meat, medium portion of vegetable, small portion of a carb or starch or whatever, and that's how you can look at it. And I think they said a good portion size, and I don't know, it's not like scientifically measured, but I think they said the size of your fist or something like that is like, okay, if my chicken's this size, it's a good size. I don't know if that's true, but it's something if you don't feel like measuring, because I don't pull out my food scale. I should, but I don't. So I just use measuring cups for now, and eventually I'll weigh stuff, and I'll get to that point. It's just, you have to do something over and over again until it becomes a habit.
And then immediately get off the table, and rather than just sitting there, because I realize when I sit there, plate in front of me, I tend to pick a little bit, a little bit. So by the time I'm done picking, I've eaten the entire plate.
Also, they say that you should eat slower. I guess because it gives your body time to digest the food. And a lot of times if we're eating fast, our stomachs haven't felt full yet, but we're still eating. And so that can allow us to eat more too.
And I was way done 25 minutes ago, but because I sat there with the plate in front of me, I just kept eating, because that's just, you go into autopilot and you just continue to take the fork from the plate to the mouth. So that's one thing that I have changed drastically, is as soon as I am done, I'm off the table. Another thing that I try to do every single time I'm going to sit down to actually eat something, I try to drink one of my 20-ounce waters. I just fill it up with water from the tap, and I drink. That's
the thing too. If you fill yourself with water, you're going to be less hungry. And I know it's like a cliche thing, but they say if your plate's a little smaller, because a lot of times we want to fill our plate. So if we get a smaller plate, then, it feels like we're filling it without getting as much food. So there's all these little tricks that you can use to help yourself eat less.
Drink one of those before I even sit down. That way, by the time I sit down, that water has hit my stomach, and it's given me a little bit of a filling. So that way I don't feel like I'm starving, and I don't feel like I have to just engulf all of my food to take that hunger filling away. And so I
My
have
diet started
noticed
for the day.
also that has helped me a lot, is just drinking some water before I sit down to eat whatever it is that I've planned to eat. That way then I'm not trying to play catch up with the hunger
Yeah.
pains that I have. And when I say hunger pains is I now am allowing myself to be hungry. I'm allowing myself to give me the cue, hey, it's time to eat. So there are moments, there have been days where I can wake up in the morning and I may not eat until 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon. Reason being is because I'm waiting for my body to say, hey, I'm hungry, I want to eat something. And then as soon as it says that, I respectfully sit down and I feed myself something, but I, again, do it in portion control.
And that's the thing too, a lot of the times we don't know when our bodies are actually hungry. What we think is hunger isn't always hunger. Sometimes it's thirst. So they say if it's been like an hour since you've eaten and all of a sudden you're hungry, drink something first. And see, or like drink water and see if that helps. Give it a few minutes, and then if that doesn't help, then you can like find a snack or something like that. But a lot of times too, you're eating because you're craving. That's what I do. So like I could have just eaten and I'm gonna go, especially if I see the food, then forget it. But like you'll see something and say, oh, I want that. But really you're not hungry. You just want the food because it's there. So these are things you have to be really careful of and you have to be aware of.
So I find myself only eating sometimes 2 times a day, and there has been quite a few days where I find myself only eating once a day. And it's not because I'm not trying to feed myself enough, but I'm really trying to just listen to my body cues, and I realize that I'm not as hungry as I always think that I am.
Mm-hmm.
Because now that I sit and I really truly listen to my body, I'm only getting hungry maybe once or twice in a complete day.
Yeah.
And that's a big difference from, feeding yourself 4, 5, 6 times a day. And I know that they say to eat 6 small meals a day, but if you're not hungry, then I question.
See, I think it depends on who you ask. Because I'm sure there are a lot of doctors out there, no, you should only eat, this amount of times, or like these many meals, or whatever. So I think it just depends on who you ask.
Myself as to why am I feeding myself? If I'm really not hungry, my body's not cueing me to eat, why am I just going to eat just because? I know that you have to keep your metabolism going, and I agree with that, but I also think that your body knows itself the best, and so instead of letting my brain do the work, because my brain obviously is sick, and it thinks that I need to eat 24/7, let my body actually be the judge of that. And honestly, my body doesn't need to eat nothing near what I thought I was supposed to be eating, because now I just, I'm trying to use that motto, eat to live, not live to eat. And that has...
I agree with that. That's a really good model to follow. That's something I have to think of too, like, you eat because you need to eat, not because you want to eat. That's a big difference. And I apologize if you hear any kind of meowing. They're kind of far enough away you probably can't hear it, but my cats like to meow at me sometimes. But I don't like to let them in, especially not when I'm recording, because they get into everything. And the female cat likes to try to jump in my window, and she's always knocking off my curtain. Because it's just got a compression rod, so it can be easily, like, if you put enough pressure on it, you can pull it down. She's done that like 6 or 7 times, so I don't let them in. I love them, but they're just too much.
Has been a big thing for me in this house lately, is just remembering that I'm just eating to live. I'm not living to eat my food. So if I am just eating to live, then I just need to eat when my body is hungry, and that's it. I don't need to be pushing myself to eat more just because that's what people say needs to happen, or that's what, scientists say is supposed to happen. Because
it's funny too, especially like since I've been trying to like eat less as well, sort of similar to what she's doing, but I noticed that like now my brain is telling me, like I hear my brain telling me, oh, you should eat because it's this time. I do that a lot. Like even today I had lunch because I told myself, you should eat lunch because it's lunchtime. Even though like I really wasn't hungry, I still ate because I listened to my brain, but like I feel like sometimes your brain just gets in the way. But yeah, so it's funny. That's the big thing that I notice.
Because I know that scientists say that, you know, you should be eating this amount of food every so often, having snacks, yada yada, but in my body, I don't need that. And it could be, too, because I am morbidly obese. Maybe that's why, because my body, honest to God, has enough fat in itself to eat itself that it's not asking for a bunch of food. But if you really sit down and you watch a child, and you really pay attention to how they eat if you watch their schedule of eating, and you just let them eat when they're doing their thing, a child will only eat maybe 3 times a day.
Well, and the thing with kids, too, especially young kids, they tend to be grazers. So if you leave snacks for them to just have throughout the day, oh my gosh, sorry, my kitty, then it's actually easier for them and for you, too, because they will eat. But forcing them to sit down at a table sometimes, especially when they're real young, can be difficult. So, you know, that's why I always say, like, if your child sits down to eat, and they actually made the attempt to eat, and then they're not hungry, you know, you don't force it on them, because a lot of the times, if you force them to eat everything on their plate, or you use food as a reward or a punishment, you can give them lasting food issues, which you don't want to do. So while you emphasize the importance of eating and getting healthy foods, you also let them know that it is their choice and that they need to listen to their bodies, and they know when they're hungry.
Maybe. Because they only eat when their body is saying, hey, I'm hungry, I want something to eat. And I will watch, like, I was watching my oldest one, and he legit will eat, like, twice a day. If I'm lucky to see him even eat that. And I'll be like, how is he doing that? So I asked him one day, I was like, how are you only eating twice a day? Like, I'm watching you, and you haven't eaten hardly anything. He's like, I don't know, because I'm not hungry. And I'm like, wow, so even a child trust their body to cue them when it's time to eat, and I need to do the same. My body is smart enough to know when it needs to eat, and so that's legit what I have been doing this week, is just letting my body be the judge and do its thing and keep my brain out of it, because my brain is what starts getting me thinking, oh, you're hungry, Amy.
Yep.
Oh, it's been 2 hours.
Mine
you
too.
need to eat something. You need to have a snack. No, I don't.
See? Same thing. Telling you. It's all in your head. Like, that's the thing. When you have eating issues, a lot of times you're just telling yourself, I need to eat, I need to eat, I need to eat. And you're like, no, I'm pretty sure I don't. I'm good. Like, I'm not hungry, you know, and it's so funny. And then you give in and you're like, all right, you know, I try to eat throughout the day just to make sure that I'm getting food in my body, but, you know, every so often, like, if I'm not hungry, I'm not going to eat.
If I'm not hungry, I don't need it. So that's been one of the biggest things this week that I've been really working on, is just eating when I need to eat and not eat when I really don't feel like I need to eat. Most of us are women here. If you're a man, plug your ears for 2 seconds. But today started my Aunt Flo visit, so yesterday I kind of felt like it was coming on. I wasn't feeling very good. I was really crampy yesterday anyways, and then today it visited, it showed up. So
it's a way of life.
Usually during that time, I'm really just because, as most have, if you followed me for a long time, you know that I have very, very heavy menstrual cycles, and
me too.
A lot of times I bleed out so much that a lot of times we have to give me something to help take care of the blood loss, because I hemorrhage a lot of times during the month.
Yeah, that's not
that
good.
is why I'm on an IUD to help with that. So
yeah, that's no fun. I'm sort of similar. I mean, not to that point, but I mean, it's been bad, you know. So I get it. It's not fun. Like, you know, being a woman, you know. Oh, it can be interesting, that's for sure.
No, but it so far hasn't really done much to help with that. But again, it takes, the doctor said, up to 6 months for it to really kind of start doing its thing. So, with that, I have been extremely tired, which is normal during this time. So I don't know exactly how my body's going to do this week, because, I mean, I am on this nastiness. So
Yeah.
I'm still doing everything like I have been doing all week long. Nothing's changing, but I don't know how my body's gonna handle it.
Right.
Um,
A lot of times you retain more water during that time, so it can actually make you gain a little bit. I mean, I don't think it's a lot, but that can tend to happen.
but but it does make sense why a couple days ago I was really, really, really craving chocolate. Like I wanted chocolate and sweets so
Oh, yeah.
bad. Um,
See, the funny thing is, I don't know if I actually crave chocolate during that time. I don't think so. Like, I crave chocolate no matter what. But I think if I do, it's more of a, placebo effect than anything. Like, oh, I tell myself because everyone else says it. But I really don't know. I've never paid much attention. I guess this month I'll have to pay attention.
I didn't even feed into it. I got an orange. I was okay with an orange, but so we'll see how affects my week this week and my weigh-in and everything. But I'm not worried about it. I know that I'm sticking to what I'm supposed to be doing, and at the end of the day, this journey is really for me to get my life back. I'm not in a race in a sense, because it didn't come on overnight and it's not going to go off overnight, and
Yep.
there's a lot of things that I'm changing within this journey as well. And so I know that it may take a while, but it's okay, because at times not standing still, and neither do I need to stand still. So between the two of us moving, I'm moving in the right direction. I just I'm going at the pace that my body thinks is best. And like I said, I am just eating again when my body cues me to eat. I'm not on any type of eating schedule, but I am on portion control. So even when I do eat, when my body says, hey, I need to eat, I still am eating my portions correctly, because even if I eat my portion correctly and say an hour later my body does say, hey, I'm hungry again, I'll go back in there and I will eat something else, but I will do it again in portion control and moderation. So anyways, with all that being said, you guys, I'm going to keep this video short today. Again, I haven't been recording my eating because it's been pretty much the same things that I've been eating each day. I mean, really, there hasn't been a big change of what I've been eating. So if I make something fantastic, then I will definitely record it for you guys, and that way you can see it.
Yeah,
But
that's what I
otherwise,
usually
if
do.
it's just my turkey wraps or something, I'm not going to just show every single day a turkey
Yeah.
wrap, because you guys are going to get tired of it and be like, okay, we get the hint, Amy, you eat a turkey wrap. So anyways, I will check in with you guys again. Like I said, I don't think I'm going to be doing daily uploads. You guys are going to get videos no matter what, but I just don't know exactly what they're going to be, and I don't know how often. But you guys will get a couple videos no matter what a week. And then, like I said, you will always get your video on Wednesday, because that's the day that I do my weigh-in. So anyways, I'm going to close. I will talk to you guys again real soon. Bye bye.
Okay, well, I enjoyed that video. A lot of what she's going through, I go through, so, I can definitely relate. Especially as a, cis woman, you deal with a lot of things, and your time of the month just happens to be one of those. Now, mine were a lot worse when I was younger, but then I was on the Depo-Provera shot for a couple of years. And I had good and bad side effects. While I was on it, it was nice, because I would go 2 months without, and then I would go like almost a whole month and be on it for about 3 or 4 weeks. It was kind of weird. But when I got off of it, it regulated itself, but now it's incredibly heavy, like incredibly heavy, like really bad. To the point where I probably should look into like making sure that I'm not gonna die, but I think I'm okay. Like I really do. But the only good thing is I don't have pain anymore. I used to have such bad pain that I would just be crying, and sometimes I'd have to take a day off of work because I literally couldn't get out of bed. And now I have no pain, no cramping, no bloating, none of it. So I'm like, you know what? I'm okay with the additional side effect of it being incredibly heavy if I don't have to hurt anymore. I'm tired of hurting. I've had to hurt my whole life. I'm done with it. So I'm happy about that. So hopefully that part at least lasts. But yeah, like, I know sometimes this topic can be uncomfortable, but I feel like the human body is the human body, and, we can't change the way it works, so we need to be able to talk about certain things, because there's always a stigma about just whatever. And I don't really carry that stigma because, you know, I'm happy to talk about just about anything, you know, within reason. But yeah, so I enjoyed this video. I hope you guys did too, and I hope you like my commentary. Oh, and I hope you like my green background. I'm trying this. I actually was at the store and I saw this color and I liked it, so I kind of put it up to my skin and I liked how it looked next to me. So I don't know if it translates well, you know, through these videos, but I hope so. Yeah. All right, I'll see you guys very soon. Thank you. Very soon? Very soon, yeah. Thank you.